Reframing Mindset podcast, where I clear my head of the thoughts that are preventing clarity, practice my speech, among other things. Episodes range from informative knowledge to funny stories about my experiences, and in the future, maybe include interviews. So subscribe and enjoy. Episodes drop every other day. Okay, welcome back to Reframe Mindset podcast. My name is Concept Books. And this is the episode about the fourth year compared to going to different years. And app home ownership compared to different years and stuff like that. And when I talk about growing up, I said something you're gonna realize like I said we feel like these are rich people, but these are we call it fundamentals. Fundamentals. Can't forget the fundamentals. But these are stuff they're gonna realize that. So boom, I'm talking about 40-year ownership, and then if you realize what I was listening to is that sometimes actually I come in the home and it's like a one bedroom space, and it's like I'm coming from a home, different home. So I'm coming from a different kind of luxury now. I know I'm here. So sometimes actually come in, and that's the thing I'm coming. I grow up in a family. And then it's like, oh my God, I'm going to a prestigious university. And they actually listen to my university experience. They listen about this with mosquitoes, all these stuff. You know, they listen to all these stuff and all these things. And I wonder, oh my God, is that what actually a university is, bro? It say actually listen to my experience and I'd be like, oh my God, that was actually a university experience. Or what will happen is that, and that's the reason why I say I grew up in a family, and that's the reason why certain people like connotation to me, is boom, is a certain connotation. But I'm growing up in a country where there were there's worse connotation, but it's like so sometimes like when I go out in the street, they will actually come in and be like, oh, I'm so privilege or stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I'm living the rich people lifestyle. But hey, that's the sad thing is that we actually work for these. Our what is that the family actually work for these. So the thing is that we actually reach this, that we actually appreciate the fact that we actually work for these level. We actually appreciate it, and the hate just comes with it. But after a while, the hate becomes stupidity, where it be like, yeah, it actually become stupidity to say like, yo, oh, rich people, rich people, they still living the rich people lifestyle, begging and all these stuff. At certain point, they'll be like, yo, you're out there, so becoming dead weight, dead weight. And it's like, then be like, then I see people coming and say, oh, no, we know that history happened for a reason. No, we can't, when I die, no, I die from corona and see my grandmother. It's like, grandma say, hey, she told me, she told me to stay in the house and all these stuff. So it's like, those are stuff that's where I meet people in the grave, and it's like, if you actually read the Bible, that's the reason why when one of these extinction events, the Bible is so funny, because what happens is that she always told about the story about the person now that came in. I don't remember the story, but there's a person now in the Bible now that actually went out trying to raise the dead to actually come in predict if he was actually going to win the war that was actually coming up. That the person was raised from the dead, and the person said, oh, it's you, tomorrow you'll be actually joining me in the grave. It's like, tomorrow you actually out there to be joining me in the grave. And it's like, what? So sometimes all these the Bible itself is actually get some realistic understanding to say, yeah, you know, you actually you're not actually at the level that you're. Actually, I forgot the episode again. For real, actually, I forgot the episode again. So it's like you're saying, oh, you actually. So the thing is that the person they're actually going to jam me tomorrow in the grave, right? It's like, so that episode was actually relevant to something. But I forgot the episode topic again. So give me a moment. I want to pause. And that's the thing, in this podcast, and we have the pause feature now. Yeah, bro, so I can actually pause, give me time to actually remember what I was talking about, then come back. I'm gonna feel so seamless. Okay, yeah. Now I remember what I was saying. And the rain is falling. Oh my god, I'm gonna hear the rain in the background, bro. Yeah. So, yeah, back what I was saying was that I'm act back. So I grew up in certain stuff and I didn't realize that certain stuff was a luxury. So, you reach this far now. And you out there, so if someone like me now reach this far now. Even if you have like a spot, if you have like a bed or stuff like that, you actually have to make it up and make it up, wash the dishes, everything. And it gets harder every year. No matter what, it actually gets harder and more complex every year. But that's the thing. You at your home, you do it. My family, I do it, and stuff like that. Eventually, I go to university and you do it, and all those stuff. And all these things. I know back in my university days, there are cluster competition about clean cluster and all this. And also has to form you for the adult years where you actually have to do this stuff in adult years. And it's like, oh, yeah. So I gonna realize that, and that's the thing I realized that the BSc and the dorm years and all those stuff, they're gonna all those stuff. I guess, and that's the thing. When I reach this far, I'm 28, you know, I actually reach this far. Like, so it's stuff gonna be a luxury to me. It'll be like, oh yeah, yeah. So we're gonna be like, oh yeah, I messed up here. You're gonna hear me say, oh my god, I messed up here and all these stuff. I love. Because what happens that there are certain standards, that you actually come in and say, oh yeah, I actually reach the standard. And that's the way actually reach it. And then we'll be like, oh, certain standards actually reach the standards. And it's like certain standards, you're gonna hear me complain and be like, oh, yeah. It's a feel of to be because hey, certain we actually expect certain stuff. Certain we actually expect certain stuff where it's like, yeah. But what I mean is that each level and boom, right, see this in schools and stuff like that. Alright, what happens is that by the time, so I guess what will happen is that actually by the time you actually listen to this, if you actually listen to this, you will actually see me out there doing this stuff. Boom. So growing up in school and stuff like that, we are going to university. I go to university. I talk about why there are different levels of stuff. So I talk about labeling stuff now. That's the next thing now. Labeling stuff. You actually have to, so boom. So I talk about in the whole side of labeling stuff. Labeling stuff like okay, this is in here, this is in here, this is in that. That doesn't stop anything really. Actually, it does alert you to say, yeah, yeah, these are stuff to be done, or this is what in this thing. It doesn't really stop you to say, okay, yeah, bleach is in this. Doesn't actually it does in the 40 years of like it doesn't really stop you from drinking the bleach. So that's what actually you're gonna realize the next year of extending your life. Like the thing about labeling this stuff, that's a first level of protection and be like, oh, yeah, it actually so this is the episode where be like, okay, labeling the stuff actually prevents slow, it doesn't really stop you from out there. So okay, because I label it bleach, it doesn't mean that okay, I'm gonna forget if somebody comes and move the bleach in the kitchen. It doesn't stop me from out there so making a mistake of actually going out and throwing the bleach in the food and stuff and stuff like that. But it makes anybody that comes in able to kind of recognize that okay, bleach is in this. So hopefully you assume that the person know exactly what a bleach is, and then when they know what a bleach is, they know that okay, let's not put it there or stuff like that. So that's the next level if you're on a sports in school and stuff like that, where you actually labeling the stuff now or actually we talk about reading is fundamental to the friend that actually come in and say that reading is fundamental. We actually have to label this stuff now and actually be able to say, okay, yeah. Ah, the surface level now is able. So you label it soft bleach. So that's the surface of it. You label it soft bleach and say, okay, yeah. But when you label it bleach now, you actually have the first level assumption of saying that okay, the person know what a bleach is, know that okay, the bleach is not supposed to be consumed and stuff like that. The average person may not know that and stuff like that. Or if a child may not know that. A child is out there, so being a child is also being a child, so they're not supposed to be out there just thinking about a bleach. Yes, a bit. So they are supposed to be thinking about a bleach or stuff like that. But we supposed to be out there thinking about the bleach and say, yeah, the bleach supposed to be out of the reach of this. But that's the level we're gonna be. So labeling stuff out there have taught in the fourth year tasks to do. Like okay, when I go in the kitchen now, I supposed to say, okay, I supposed to go in the kitchen, cook, wash up the dishes, put it up, and then stuff like that. So that's the level of say, okay, I'm gonna cook, wash up the dishes, and then not only that, when I actually can't wash up the dishes now, I must find better ways now of learning how to cook. Maybe like so sometimes when I usually cook, I usually have like every day I cook, I finish with like 10 pot. So in this level, I'm out here so eating more and stuff like that. So it's like I cook and use like 10 million pots, 10 million pots and stuff like that. And every day I wake up and eat some food, it seems like I'm out there so using the same 10 million pots when I already cooked the food for multiple days. It's like that doesn't make sense. So it's like every time I'm washing up plates, it feel like I'm out there so washing up like 10 million plates every day. And it's like, bro, I actually cook. So that's the next level of labeling. That's the next level of labeling things now or stuff like that. Labeling stuff I haven't talked to do around the house. Actually going around the house and say, okay, you this and that. Then I start optimizing the home and say, okay, yeah. For some reason, every day I use this 10 million set of pots and stuff like that and cook. But every day I get up and hot up food. I'm using this same 10 million set of pots to wash up plates. And now the rain is falling. The rain is falling. Oh, the rain is falling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this. I can actually pause the episode. I'm going to pause and when I come back. Okay, yeah, we're back. Now the rain stop. Oh my god, look at this new feature, bro. This is learning features of this podcast and stuff, bro. This is learning features stuff. Okay, yeah. So labeling stuff, blah, whatever. Yeah, labeling stuff. So boom, labeling stuff doesn't actually stop you from all this. So going and be like, oh, okay, yeah, stop you from drinking the bleach, but it actually would actually make you. And that's the thing. Actually, learn this stuff in school, and I guess the important thing for I guess actually it's a lot of episode ideas. But I say at this year, at this stage, um, you're going to realize that you can actually forget things. Like forget. You can lose a skill. Like legit. You can legit lose a skill. Because what? Actually focus on something else. Like oh, give me all days of talking about science all these years and stuff like that. Then boom, I use the science and now I'm making money. And what I use the money and get a house. Hey, most of these host items, like you can say, oh yes, boom bang concrete and all this. Yeah, I can out there so talking about all this stuff, but I have to actually go out in there. And if I'm out there so building the house, I have to actually go out, get the shovel and all these stuff. Yeah, all these stuff inside and stuff. I would actually have to go out and do this stuff. So there's a listening to me and all these stuff. So boom. I was actually is that we have to actually do this stuff in real life. So boom, you know, there's a that's the thing where you're being student versus teachers and all these stuff, bro. You know, there's a boom. In the student, you know, they see what the teacher. So I mean, as the teacher, you don't have time to this will be you have to always take your time and actually go out and sit down and actually do these stuff. And you know, as a student, you have the luxury of always chilling out and feeling and be like, oh yeah, this didn't work and all these stuff. But that's the thing I have to reach some new level. You know, I have to actually make things work. So labeling stuff now, so things this is a miniature stuff now. So boom, I say back in the university days. I usually have friends from my school actually go to university days. When they listen to this. So what happens in the university days, my first year experience. So I'm talking about the first year experience about the crib cycle and all these stuff. Yo, listen, back in those days, bro, the crib cycle, bro, that actually saved my life, bro. Yeah. I've talked about this so long that I really really remember them, bro. But look at it. So what happened? So there was a girl, from high school days. She was very, but she's very not up there, but one of the one of the things that she did when we were on dorm, right? And that's the thing we're actually seeing. So in high school, there's a scene you're seeing the results. So you go in high school and what you see is basically you come to school and out there so take notes and then you go home and then boom when you come and take a text you see what you see the teacher try seeing what you actually learned from those. When you go to university now, what happens is that if you make it to university or high school people then you go in and you're seeing the behind the scenes of the studying. So you actually go to a person's room now, you see the whole setup of how they actually study and all this stuff. So I go to university up there to see people without this a galaxy. So it's like my friend, my there's going to see people out there with galaxy tower things like that. I out there writing with books, write on books and pens and stuff. So it's like I go to see people taking notes on iPad and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, it's not that. But what you're gonna realize is at that level, those and that thing, what that level, those are the difference between average and above average and all those stuff. But hey, don't forget your pen days. Don't forget your pen days. Don't forget. You never know. You never know. Thing, no matter how high level you reach, there's a reason why that thing actually still exists. They just don't know why yet. So while we all this going out and see the advance of, there's a reason why it exists. So so what happens that in those universities, I'd actually go around and see like so we like this girl going make a whole room filled with notes and and all the notes from start to finish. So there's so making out all these notes. I'm like, bro, she took the time to even draw these stuff. Back in the days, I couldn't even draw. Bro. So yeah, that was the so she took the time not only to even take notes. She took the time to actually draw those notes and put them on paper and actually hang them up around the room and all these stuff. So that's the thing where actually when you have time, you can actually do those elaborate stuff. But sometimes they have a thing like that. They have people that are naturally good at certain stuff, but they don't actually have the time to actually go through and do those elaborate stuff. So if those two things coordinated, they will be 10 times better. And sometimes people actually have the time to actually do those stuff, but they don't really have the memory to actually remember all these stuff. And they crack under pressure. Those are the things. They crack under pressure. So, pause a bit.
Well, this is the end of the episode. Thanks for watching and look forward for the next episode. To support this podcast, go to anchor.fm/cssb/support or become a sponsor for this episode. If you have a product that you want to have more exposure, DM me on the Instagram page Reframing Mindset Podcast or on Twitter at ReframingP. Either way would help. Thank you regardless for listening, and here's a preview for the next episode.